In the mid-1990s, the gaming industry was dominated by two companies, Nintendo and Sega. However, when Sega launched its Sega Saturn console in 1994, it failed to capture the attention of gamers and was ultimately a commercial failure. Let's explore its downfall. First, one of the main reasons why the Sega Saturn failed was due to its poor marketing strategy. Sega announced the launch of the Sega Saturn in May 1995, 2 months before its release, without any prior warning to retailers or the gaming community. This resulted in a lack of anticipation and excitement for the console's release, which ultimately hurt its sales. Sega's decision to release the console at a price of $399 was not a good strategy, considering the early era of video consoles. Another major reason for the Sega Saturn's failure was the competition from Sony's PlayStation. The PlayStation was released around the same time as the Sega Saturn, and it had a lower price point and better graphics capabilities. Additionally, Sony had a strong marketing campaign that highlighted the PlayStation's capabilities, which helped it gain a strong foothold in the market. Sega's decision to release the Sega Saturn with a complex architecture and development process made it difficult for third-party developers to create games for the console. As a result, the Sega Saturn had a limited library of games compared to its competitors, which hurt its overall appeal to gamers. Additionally, many popular game franchises, such as Final Fantasy and Resident Evil, were exclusive to other consoles, which further limited the Sega Saturn's appeal. Sega's lack of vision for the Sega Saturn was another reason why it failed. Sega initially marketed the console as a 2D gaming platform, which was outdated compared to the industry's shift towards 3D gaming. When Sony released the PlayStation, which had superior 3D graphics capabilities, Sega scrambled to catch up, but it was too late. Additionally, Sega's decision to release multiple add-ons for the Sega Saturn, such as the 32X and Sega CD, confused consumers and hurt the console's overall image. Finally, management issues at Sega also contributed to the Sega Saturn's failure. Sega had a history of making decisions based on the preferences of its Japanese executives, rather than listening to feedback from its Western employees and consumers. Additionally, Sega of America and Sega of Japan had conflicting ideas about the Sega Saturn's marketing strategy, which hurt its overall performance. In conclusion, the Sega Saturn failed for several reasons, including poor marketing strategy, competition from Sony PlayStation, limited third-party support, lack of vision, and management issues. While the Sega Saturn's failure was a significant setback for Sega, it also served as a valuable lesson for the gaming industry. Companies must pay attention to consumer demand and feedback, and must have a clear vision for their products to succeed in a highly competitive market.